According to statistics, 5.4 out of 100 people over the age of 65 suffer from the condition of frailty. Dharma Master Cheng Yen arrives in Hsinchu to give her blessings to the more than 1,000 Tzu Chi volunteers. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Lori Chen. Thank you for joining us. The campfire in Northern California is still fiercely burning. U.S. Tzu Chi volunteers have entered the disaster-stricken city of Paradise to further investigate what the needs are. In Chico, local charity groups have set up a makeshift donation center filled with secondhand clothing for the affected residents. Their spirits have been lifted when seeing the whole community coming together.
Just seeing what happened to the community itself, all of the businesses, all of the places that I grew up in, all of the local hangouts and things, and you know, we have a lot of history, a lot of roots go real deep there in that area. So when you see places that you have been in your whole life that are now gone, and I'm talking about gone, there is just nothing there, completely leveled. It's a surreal feeling, you know.
We need to be there and then actually see things firsthand, so we can get a better understanding, you know, to what degree and can we help. When you get into this particular city this time, you can actually feel, you know, how bad it was and how fast a burning process actually went through. So.
We didn't have any time to get out. We didn't have any time to grab anything. So most of us just left with the clothes on our backs. We all lost everything, so we're in the middle of a recovery, as you can see here. This is my first time going to a donation center, and it's surreal for me.
We just volunteer to do this kind of work. People keep bringing stuff, we keep giving it away, so whatever is here is theirs. We just suppliers. We just help them out, so they can see that there is a brighter side of their life. Whatever they went through, there is a brand new day today.
You can see the outpouring of love here in this community. This is why we love Chico. You know, people really come together in times like this.
With multiple elections in Taiwan soon approaching, many people will be attending large-scale campaign rallies. However, if you suffer from hypertension and are easily excitable, you should pay special attention to your health status. Doctors warn that if one's blood pressure remains high for over a 30-minute period, you should seek immediate medical attention.
With Election Day nearing, more people are attending campaign events, which may lead them to become overexcited.
The atmosphere is very high and everyone there is very excited.
However, many must be aware of the problem of high blood pressure.
During such high-energy events, the mood of the average person is easier to become excitable. For patients with high blood pressure, this of course can make it easy to cause incidents involving high blood pressure.
Doctors say that patients with hypertension must take regular medication. If their blood pressure does not lower, they must seek medical attention immediately.
Within 30 minutes, if your systolic blood pressure is still over 180, or if your diastolic pressure exceeds 120, it's best to seek emergency room department.
With the weather cooling recently, it's necessary to pay attention to physical conditions when participating in outdoor election rallies.
For the elderly who attend election rallies, because the weather is getting cold, they need to pay more attention to cardiovascular health.
In addition, TV stations are broadcasting election news around the clock, which can cause one's mood to fluctuate greatly, as it's best to get a proper rest if one is feeling unwell.
Talking about the current status of Taiwan, just like any other developed country, there's an increasing aging population. When one ages, our body functions start to slowly deteriorate. According to National Health Research Institute, there are 5.4 out of 100 people over the age of 65 suffering from frailty in Taiwan. However, most people are unaware of what symptoms to look out for. So what exactly is geriatric frailty? Let's hear what the doctors have to say. As we age, our body function starts to deteriorate. Our actions become slower. Many elderly people will sit for a long period of time or even just stay in bed. Be careful, don't let frailty take over.
In terms of weakness, it can be looked at as an elderly going from being healthy to subhealth and then entering the critical point of frailty.
There are 5 major indicators of geriatric frailty: decreased muscle strength, slower walking speed, weight loss, fatigue, and reduced everyday activity. As long as an individual is showing more than 3 symptoms, it can be considered frailty. With 2 symptoms showing, it's early signs of body weakness. However, the good news is that frailty is reversible, and the best way is through exercising.
尽早接受所谓的运动处罚。
The earlier one starts to exercise, the faster it is for them to recuperate their overall energy level, vitality, and muscle strength. After a period of training regularly, the body will slowly start to recover.
拉出去，拉到最远的地方，拉回胸口。
In order to delay the onset of frailty and overall debilitation, the community's long-term care stations are paying special attention to their exercising curriculum design. Not only does it need to be effective physically, but it also needs to stimulate the interests of the elderly.
For the elderly, they will actually have muscle weakness or loss of muscle tissue. That's why we would exercise movements like deep squats to help train the thigh muscles. Although we would never ask the seniors to squat 10 times in a row. That'd be a bit boring. Usually we would match it with some other movements, like turning in circles and then squat down once.
Another care station's exercise instructor is having the senior citizens use walking sticks while moving to the beat of the music. They would do warm-up activities first and then go on to the walking sessions. It's a good way for outdoor preparations such as hiking activities. Grandpa Hong, who is in his 60s, is walking with a steady pace. It's hard to imagine that a little over 2 years ago, he had needed help just to take a couple of steps.
平稳力不好，现在平稳力很好。
I had really bad balance before. Now my balance is really good. Exercise like arm stretches, waist twisting, juggling, and walking with the exercising sticks are all very helpful to me.
At first, they may not be able to catch up, but in terms of muscle strength, endurance, and balance, it'll improve a lot. At the same time, we also encourage everyone to chant out loud. When you shout out loud, both your heart and lung functions will also improve.
The habit of exercising should be sustained. 30 minutes a day is all it takes to see results. However, it's also important to remind the elderly the need to stretch both before and after exercising. Do not push your body too hard in order to avoid sports injuries. China Tzu Chi volunteers in both Dongguan and Nanning regularly visit local nursing homes to care for the elderly. This time they perform the feet washing ceremony to express filial piety toward the seniors.
Seniors in Dongguan Nursing Home have been longing for a visit by Tzu Chi volunteers. Even though they speak Cantonese, they can still understand Taiwanese volunteers' genuine care. Chen Shunu has visited the nursing home many times. She sees it as her second home.
I'm very joyful because I wasn't able to take care of my mother, so I felt being a daughter once again here.
Volunteers wash the face and feet for seniors to express filial piety. This grandma has difficulty hearing and is an introvert. She only became cheerful when Tzu Chi volunteers visit.
其实第一次来的时候，他都不让我们碰的。后来慢慢的跟他沟通，他每次来都希望我们帮他洗，帮他泡脚，然后打水给他泡，他会很开心。
In Nanning, Tzu Chi volunteers also provide companionship to elders. These two grandmas reunited after decades.
We haven't seen each other for decades after retirement. It's a rare opportunity to meet again.
This young girl took time from her study to play the harmonica for elders.
Some traditional Chinese instruments give a mellow vibe. The harmonica is more cheerful and delightful.
If I don't visit, I won't be able to see them. My grandparents have passed away, and I can't see them anymore. So I like to visit seniors in the nursing home often.
Volunteers expressed their love to grandpas and grandmas and gave them comfort and companionship.
How to improve one's English abilities and where to start are questions many are asking. In recent years, due to the arrival of many foreign tourists and businesses, English has been in high demand. Therefore, Tainan has been meeting this need by providing English language classes for local taxi companies, hotels, and Airbnbs.
Ladies and gentlemen, train number 624.
The scene this early morning at the Tainan high-speed railway station includes crowds of bustling people, along with many foreign faces in the crowd. According to the well-known travel website, from 2016 to 2017, the growth in online bookings for overnight accommodations for tourists in Tainan reached 74%, which was higher than the top 3 municipalities in Taiwan. To attract more foreign customers, taxi drivers have no choice but to improve their foreign language skills.
Hi, nice to meet you. Where do you want to go?
We'll go to Sogo.
There's no need to be fluent in English. The most important thing is to simply understand the destination.
The next time, if they have the chance, they'll seek you out because they know that they can communicate with you.
Not wanting to be left out, this taxi company every 4 months invited an English teacher to instruct their drivers. This group of drivers has average age of more than 50 years old. Though their pronunciation is not perfect, they are quite sincere.
It takes about 15 minutes.
I just want to improve my skills, like learning how to carry out a simple conversation.
On the government's website, it will say that this taxi driver has been certified in basic English conversations. It's just like another license.
Aside from those working in the transportation industry, those in the travel industry also want to improve their English.
这些输入的隧道其实都是用台湾快木箱去做的，这个都是，我们是一个快木箱跟书箱的一个结合。
Before it was a second-hand bookstore, it was an old house, as every corner has a wonderful story. But for many foreigners, they may not know the full story.
We know a little bit about that, but we don't understand the story.
The special characteristics of this B&B can't be revealed, and some basic signs in English are also lacking.
If they have some signs here, then everything will be very clear. We will better know where to put the room card and where everything goes.
Not wanting to be left behind, a number of well-known hotel operators and foreign consultants search out some of the language problems.
Here is a double check if in English, the language they use is the native English.
Put something right here in the middle, indicating this is an English section.
Yeah, 台南的民宿真的非常非常精彩。
Taiwan's B&B are really wonderful. I don't think we're a competitor, but we should instead work together. We want to help B&Bs tell their story and their special design so the whole world can see.
跟他们的设计一起推广到全世界。
Hoping to preserve local culture so it does not disappear is one reason why learning English is important. For this, both the government and private businesses will need to work closely together.
For the second round of year-end blessing ceremonies, Dharma Master Cheng Yen has arrived in Hsinchu. More than 1,000 Tzu Chi volunteers participated in the event. One such volunteer was the team leader of Hsinchu's Jingsi drum team, who is a great mentor for the younger volunteers. Master Cheng Yen especially reminded senior volunteers to set an example for the newly certified Tzu Chi commissioners.
Chen Xizhong counts the beats patiently to lead the drum team. He has become a Tzu Chi since college and has persisted on his volunteer path. His goal is to continue to improve with his twin brother and wife.
The essential word Tzu Chi has taught me was sincerity. Let us welcome more volunteers to come to our ground with a sincere heart, so that everyone who comes to Hsinchu Jingsi Hall will feel at home.
These volunteers founded the Hsinchu Jingsi drum team. They hope to attract more young people through their humanistic interpretations. The path wasn't easy, but senior volunteers have been guiding them.
Sometimes when I'm confused, I'll call the senior volunteer in Kaohsiung district, and she would tell me that she will always hold my hand, but I must walk the path myself.
真正是安尼，很结有情人呐、咱爱听惜，没有资深人呐、来开导啦，他们如何走进这一道门来呢？
Over 1,000 Tzu Chi volunteers received their red envelope of blessing and wisdom from Dharma Master Cheng Yen. Master Cheng Yen encouraged everyone to take on the responsibility to guide young volunteers to do good deeds so the power of goodness can be stronger and greater.
Nearly 100 Tzu Chi recycling volunteers from Yilan, Hualien, and Taidong gathered together to express their determination in following the footsteps of Tzu Chi's environmental protection mission. They not only took the initiative in promoting environmental protection concepts to their families, friends, neighbors, companies, and various communities, but total strangers that they meet on a daily basis. There are Tzu Chi recycling volunteers all over Taiwan. Like the couple Yang Dexiang and his wife, both have become healthier and stronger thanks to doing recycling.
I was suffering from a bit of scoliosis before, so my life quality wasn't so great. Whenever I would get too tired, my waist would be at an odd angle. However, ever since I started doing recycling, even though I would still get tired, my health has improved a lot. I think doing recycling is a great way to get rid of our habitual tendencies and let go of our egos in everyday situations.
Eastern Taiwan alone has nearly 100 new recycling volunteers coming to receive their certification this year. Getting their official badge from the hands of the Jingsi Bo Dharma Masters, they have vowed to be more active.
Sometimes when I'm there listening to Dharma Master Cheng Yen's teachings while I'm sorting the recyclables, my thoughts will be in tune with the various lessons. In fact, the time just flies by really. From 7 to 9 p.m. in 2 hours' time, I'm both doing a good deed and reflecting on myself. That's why I deeply cherish this nighttime recycling routine. It's a good way for me to calm my mind and to cultivate good thoughts.
They're using their hands to safeguard Mother Earth. It's with great hope that everyone can be pure at the source. This way, the next generation can have a clean environment to grow up in. Next, we will meet a Malacca recycling volunteer who once felt trapped and angry in her marriage. Fortunately, after she started volunteering with Tzu Chi, she has changed her mindset and started a new chapter for herself. This year, she has officially been certified as a Tzu Chi commissioner.
I've tried chasing my husband's car with my motorcycle. I could not catch up with him, and I felt really tired and depressed.
Facing marital problems, Lu Penliang once became very hot-tempered.
When I said something wrong, she would get physical. She scolded people non-stop, regardless of the other person's feelings.
If she was upset because of other people's criticism, she would throw things.
She would not try to handle different situations with care. Since she felt inferior, she saw a lot of negativity.
That was Lu Penliang in the past. She has followed her friend's advice to volunteer at a recycling station and cleansed her mind.
They told me not to dwell on it. They told me to cherish my blessings as I witness other people suffering. I've let go of my material problems and feel at ease.
Lu has gained life wisdom after volunteering with Tzu Chi.
Cherish your husband when he is around. Let go of him when he is away.
She has become much gentler. She's not as loud when we speak with her, and she will listen to people.
She has become more optimistic. She has changed her mindset and is much happier.
Having changed her mindset, Lu has started a new chapter of her life.
Xie Yizhong, a 37-year-old New Zealand Tzu Chi volunteer, used to be quite reckless when he was young. He loved to drive fast cars, and it wasn't until a major car accident that happened that he finally changed his ways. Since then, he has been more determined than ever to do more good deeds and shoulder more responsibilities. A vegetarian meal is served every week by the Tzu Chi volunteers in Christchurch, New Zealand, warming both the hearts and stomachs of local low-income families.
And you would never know who you can help. You don't have to bring the money back to us, no.
He is Xie Yizhong, and he has been shouldering many of the responsibilities at various Tzu Chi activities over the years. Whether it be distributions or hosting events, he's always bravely taking on anything that comes his way. At the age of 37, he has already been active in Tzu Chi for a total of 16 years.
It always seemed like it was the well-behaved children that would participate. Actually, when I was in high school, many classmates invited me to participate in Tzu Chi activities, but I always refused.
When he was young, he loved to party, go out drinking, and race cars. His mother was very worried about him. It wasn't until a serious car accident occurred that he started to rethink about his life goals.
I was completely unharmed. I mean, not even a tiny scratch or bruise was on me. It was Easter on the day of the accident, so I felt like God was giving me a second chance at life.
Since then, Xie Yizong has been actively involved in various Tzu Chi activities. His determination and devotion can be felt all around.
He's very talented, he has a very solid foundation, and is very dedicated. So he said that he must really understand all the principles of Tzu Chi before he's willing to be certified as a Tzu Chi commissioner. In reality, he's actually been the one that is the driving force behind all Tzu Chi New Zealand activities over the years.
Certified as a Tzu Chi commissioner, make great vows for the future.
I really do hope that Tzu Chi New Zealand can become a local mainstream charity organization that people will be able to recognize.
Tzu Chi Malaysia chapter had invited Indian care recipients to celebrate the Diwali festival together. Volunteers prepared a delicious feast, and the care recipient gave a performance on the bamboo coin bank era.
Diwali is a festival of light and essential holiday for Indians. Volunteers deliberately decorated the Pananjin Zi Hall and choreographed a harvest dance to celebrate the fest.
The harvest dance is cheerful. The children dance with the harvest plants joyfully in the rain. It's just like the joyfulness with which Tzu Chi volunteers come home with their bamboo coin banks.
Children from care recipient families performed the scene of volunteers canvassing kindness in the market to highlight the theme of bamboo coin banks. They've also practiced it in daily life, as many of them saved out daily and brought back a full coin bank.
Today I brought the bamboo coin bank because I want to help those who are in need of help. Many people live a harder life than me.
It's also festive at the Johor Bahru Jingsi Hall. There are photo shoots for care recipient families as well as free clinics to make everyone feel at home.
We hope to welcome care recipients to the Jingsi Hall as guests to our home. We want them to feel that they belong here and they are back to their spiritual home.
There are gift bags for everyone and festive Indian dance performances at the event. The venue has inspired kindness from many participants.
Those people have no food to eat, and they are crying. It made me feel very sad.
No matter how much we can do, a little effort can be of great help. It will also make us happy.
Great love transcends religious differences and shares a profound joy across ethnicities.
The Tzu Chi Kindergarten Johor Bahru, Malaysia recently held their graduation ceremony. The 28 children performed a musical adaptation of the sutra of profound gratitude toward parents in front of their families. It was a very heartfelt performance. It really demonstrated the growth the children have made in the past 3 years. Not only have they made great strides academically, but also learned the importance of filial piety. Let's check out these adorable pupils' first ever graduation ceremony. Thank you for watching. See you next time.